Oh gosh.
There we go.
Alright.
Woo, go, go, go.
Alright, we're on the freeway.
Alright. Alright, well, I'm going to start with the intro as soon as the G-forces allow me.
Yes.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Zach, Phoenyx 787. This is Katheryn, aka Tokyo Thrive.
Yes.
And we are in the back of this beautiful BMW M3, driven by my good friend Robert, going through the streets of Tokyo, or the highways of Tokyo today. I'm going to be interviewing Katheryn about what she does and how she thrives in Tokyo.
Yes.
And the car we're driving today is this amazing M3, and it's just got so much horsepower underneath it. This car's got a 4.0 liter V8, 420 horsepower, all inside of a 1,580 kilogram body. This thing's got a powerful engine in such a light car. It's great. So, tell me about yourself. What brought you to Tokyo?
Yes, thank you so much for having me. So, I originally came to Tokyo for university, actually.
Let's see.
And it was a total whim. So, I really wanted to study abroad, and I remember I was stuck in Connecticut, which was super cold and freezing. I'm originally from Florida, by the way, so I really didn't like the weather there. Yeah, I was going to boarding school in Connecticut.
Oh, I see. So that must have been...
Yeah, it was really cold. I was like in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
And I remember one day I was taking a trip to visit Yale to do like a campus tour and like a college tour with my parents.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in the car and I was like, you know what? I cannot go to a school in a place where it's cold. I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
And the buildings are all like gothic gray. My parents were like, Katheryn, but it's Yale. And I was like, yeah, I know, but I can't do it. I have to be in a city.
Right.
I want to be international. I want to travel. And so then my mom, who's Japanese, she was like, okay, well, you know, I heard about this school in Japan that has a 4-year program. So you don't have to go just for 1 year exchange program. You can actually go for all 4 years.
Right.
Yeah, and I was like, sounds great, you know, and I remember sending out my application form and I completely forgot about it.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, and speaking of which, sending out the application form itself was a pretty tough story as well. I waited till like the day before the deadline to send it.
Oh, that's always good, isn't it?
And yeah, Japan is also 24 hours, not 24 hours, but like 14 hours ahead of the East Coast.
Right.
So,
We're
what
flying
happened
through this
was,
highway.
yeah, we are. So I had to, we have to pay a fee, application fee, and it has to be a bank transfer into a Japanese bank.
Oh, I remember doing that when I applied.
Oh, really? Yeah, and the thing is, my mom at the last minute, she's like, Katheryn, they need an application fee and it needs to be a bank transfer. And I was like, yeah, can't you just go to the bank and transfer it? Because I didn't know anything about like international wire transfers. And she's like, no, we can't do this. And so my sister, who was living in New York City at the time, it was like the end of December, it was a blizzard. She's hitting every Japanese bank possible, trying to find out if she can make this kind of transfer, and she wasn't able to.
Oh,
so
that's
then,
tough.
yeah, we had to call my grandfather in Japan to ask him, you know, what they could do about it. So he sent my aunt to the bank to make the transfer. So it was like a whole family, you know, event just to get this application in. And then, yeah, later I found out I was accepted, and I was, you know, completely taken by surprise. I wasn't thinking too much of it, and so I was like, okay, I guess I'll just
There you go, yeah.
in
He was like,
Japan.
oh, I have this option now.
Yeah, exactly. Forgot to go home, by the way, after that.
There you go, yeah. Likewise for me. I've been here for 6 years, and I'm like, oh, I guess I can't go home now, can I?
Yeah, exactly.
So what do you do here in Japan?
Yeah, so right now I work as a transition and wellness coach. Woo! And so basically what that means is I help expats integrate their lives into Japan. So a lot of people know
nice.
that, yeah, when they come to Japan, they know it's going to be hard to get an apartment, they know it's going to be hard to get your visa, but they don't realize it's going to be hard to, you know, shop for cleaning supplies or get your groceries taken care of, or, you know, just sending a package at the post office. Things that, you know, you think are easy to do day by day, but you have to really relearn how to do these things in a new
Right, it's a completely different animal here in Japan.
Exactly. And I'm also a health coach too, so I help people learn more about the Japanese perspective on health and wellness here. And I work with some people. I have one client now who's actually lost about 10 kilos.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we've worked together for about 3 months now, but she was just learning more Japanese concepts around food, and so that's been really great too.
I'm gonna get some outside shots as well.
Oh my gosh. I'm like trying not to like scream while I'm talking. Whoa.
Oh my god, this thing is insane.
Yeah, it is.
Whoa, there we go.
Oh.
And we're back.
I guess that kind of answers the question, why Japan though? Because you have that, relative connection here as someone who is part Japanese, right?
Yes. So I grew up actually, since my mom's Japanese, I grew up visiting nearly every summer. I've even been to school in Japan as well. So sometimes the U.S. summers will cross over with the Japanese school system. I definitely had that in my upbringing. Although I didn't have to come to Japan for school. I was thinking about Europe or other places. But Japan actually made a lot of sense at that time, especially because I could come for 4 years. So,
there we go.
Yeah, that was really great.
Oh, this thing is fun.
Oh, you're gonna have to get around this guy.
I like it when he downshifts. The thing revs up very briefly. This is amazing. I love this car. So what is your favorite place in Tokyo to visit?
My favorite place? I would definitely have to say the Harajuku/Omotesando area.
Oh, really? Yeah, I love that area too.
I think even if you're a tourist, you could spend the entire day in that area and have a totally different experience from morning to night.
Right.
So you can start over like in the Meiji Jingu area, so you can go to the shrine and maybe spend some time in Yoyogi Koen, so just have a really good nature day, very traditional. Also maybe even just go to an outdoor festival that's happening over there.
Right.
And then
There's so much going on over there.
And then as you're walking up Omotesando Street, you can do tons and tons of shopping.
Yep.
And then sit down for, some really awesome cafes in that area.
Yeah, it's got such a dynamic vibe there. I mean, when I lived in Shibuya, I would walk from there to Harajuku and then just, all the way around there.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that. And then you can end over in Omotesando where there's more luxury spaces and also some really good fine dining. So there's everything from like super cheap to free, hanging out in the park, all the way up to super luxury experiences. So that whole area is really great.
I love Harajuku so much.
Yeah.
It's a changing area though, isn't it? Like,
it is.
Like the whole Shibuya area is just changing so much.
I know. I remember when I first came, so about 10 years ago, there were so many Harajuku style fashion.
Right.
So girls dressed up like Lolita and people in cosplay, and they were kind of hanging out near Harajuku Station. I haven't really seen that as much yet. I'm just kind of thinking.
Gone away a little bit.
Yeah, I was like, did it fade? And then I was like, no, actually, they're all 10 years older now, which means they're probably parents with kids.
Right.
And maybe it just didn't catch on to the younger generation.
Yeah, it hasn't. I don't think it's caught on to the younger generations.
Yeah, I think they have their own style.
You see like Shibuya 109, all the styles in there just keep changing so much.
They do. It's pretty drastic. It's pretty cool. Always
it is
new.
cool, yeah. It's cool to see how dynamic Japan is in general, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. That's beautiful. And there's a truck, but
yeah, the bus. Oh no, the building.
I like the Tokyo Tower area. That whole Shiba Daimon area.
Yeah.
It's one of those hidden areas. I mean, obviously people go to Tokyo Tower to see, Tokyo Tower itself, but I mean, in itself, it's just a really pretty neighborhood with lots of, unknown cafes and stuff. Your job as an adjustment coach, right?
Yeah.
That really helps people get through, the toughest challenges that they face in Tokyo. But what's a tough challenge that you always seem to face in Tokyo, and how do you get over that challenge?
Okay, I would say there's a couple. So one of them is never feeling like you belong in Japan. So I talked to so many foreigners about this, and you can spend so much time studying Japanese, learning about the culture.
Right.
But at the end of the day, people just still see you as a foreigner.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and
happens
it's
all the time.
you know, some days I'm fine with that, but
Right.
then there's some moments where I'm like really trying hard with something, and I just feel like it's just not coming off or coming across how I want it to, and it can be really frustrating.
Right.
But I think even more so, being half Japanese, there is that cultural identity part too, where I really want to feel like I fit in.
Right, like an identity sort of mismatch of sorts.
Yeah,
right?
exactly, definitely. So there's definitely that, and I feel like overcoming that, there's actually a half Japanese group on Facebook.
Oh, I see. So just kind of meeting people who are
grew up the same way.
Yeah, grew up the same way, or almost literally like yourself, right?
Yeah, so there's a Facebook group which actually now has over 5,000 people in it.
Wow.
Which is amazing. So it's kind of like we found each other through the internet. When I was growing up, I never met any half Japanese people ever. So, you know, coming to Japan, having the access with Facebook to talk to other people who've grown up the same way has been really great.
The internet's awesome, isn't
it? The other thing would be probably maintaining friendships.
Right.
So,
that's always tough.
It's always tough. So on one hand, with Japanese people, I think it takes a lot longer to make friends.
Yeah.
And then with foreigners, you can make friends quickly, but there's also a bigger turnaround. So have to constantly be networking and meeting new people, and not just getting set on your own, you know, couple set of friends, because you never know when they're going to leave, and you're going to have to, you know, start searching again. So it's always good to be involved with communities.
Right, exactly, yeah. All right, now the last question. Your favorite car, especially after this drive, what would that be?
My favorite kind of car? You know, I remember from Mission Impossible, Maggie Q was driving this Lamborghini. And I feel like ever since I've seen that one scene, I've been like really obsessed with the Lamborghini, so I'm gonna have to go with that.
Nice. What did you think of the M3?
M3 is amazing. This is a really like tight car.
Yeah, it sounds like it's fun to drive.
Sure is.
It sure is. Robert,
I'll
our
have
driver.
to be the driver's seat next time.
Right, yeah, really. Thank you so much for doing this video with me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks, guys.
You want to shout out your social media channels?
Sure. So I'm on Facebook. My company is called Thrive Tokyo, so you can look that up. My website is thrivetokyo.com, and I'm also I'm also on YouTube too. So I have a YouTube channel. It's called Thrive Tokyo.
Thrive Tokyo. Yep. All right, and then Robert from Ginza Hub here was our driver today. Thank you very much, Robert.
My pleasure.
Yep. Check out Ginza Hub, ginzahub.com if you are looking for a co-working space in Tokyo. But for now, this is Phoenyx 787 in the back seat of a beautiful M3. You guys have a good day. Take it easy, guys.
Cheers. You know, I've been dying to go to Korakan Park and ride the roller coasters ever since the what's it called? Ever since the earthquake.
I've rode that. I've rode that before. That thing is fun.
I feel like I don't need to go on a roller coaster anymore after this ride.
I've driven a NASCAR race car before, and you know, you're just going in circles. I mean, that's fun in itself. That's its own exhilaration. But like when you're going around corners and stuff really fast and accelerating, it's completely different feeling.
Yeah.
This is one of the most fun things I've ever done in my life.
I'll give you the keys next time.